What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Band of Barbers podcast. Today is episode 48. We are in the Band of Barbers Academy classroom today, doing some practice, testing out our equipment, and seeing what's going on. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for all that you guys do and for tuning in and listening to us today. So today we are going to talk about the levels of value that you can provide as a barber. Okay? The levels of value that you can provide as a barber. Now, like it, love it, or not, I'm going to tell you that the lowest level of value that you can provide is being a barber. Am I saying that there isn't value in that? No. But hear me out. Hear me out when I say and why I say that the barber is the lowest level of value you can provide to the marketplace as a barber. Okay? Being a barber means that you exchange time for money. Right? You exchange time for money. Now, like I said, that is our lowest level. So if you've gone through the journey of an apprenticeship or school and now you're in a barbershop, you are at the lowest tier in the industry. Now, at the lowest tier, I'll tell you this, you can make on average, or you can make anywhere from $35,000 a year up to upwards of $100,000 a year. Now, that's standing behind the chair. Okay? That is standing behind the chair. You can make between $35,000 and $100,000 a year. Right? Now, I'm going to say this, and some people are going to agree with me. Some people are not going to agree with me. It is what it is. Again, that is the lowest level of value you can provide to the marketplace. Why? Because you are only one person. You are not a machine. You are not a robot. When you get sick, when you're not at work, when you take off, you go on vacation, no one is just walking up to your business or to your chair if you're renting a chair. No one is walking up to your chair and just giving you money. They're just not. They're not walking up to your chair and giving you money saying, oh, so-and-so is out today. Let me just go ahead and bring him my money for the services that he hasn't done. So as the barber, you are in what I like to call the implementation phase. If you are just a barber, you are in the implementation phase. Okay? The implementation phase, the lowest level. You do the most work for the least amount of money in this industry. Now, the barber, and the barber that I'm talking about, does not sell any products, does not do anything besides cutting hair. Can he make a good living? Yes. But in order for him to make a living, he has to be there. Now, I guess you would be saying, or you would assume, all right, and this is now, let me say this. This is for a barber renting a chair or a barber in a single chair shop. If you are not at work, you are not making money. Period. You're just not. You're not making any money if you're not at work. Okay? Yeah, that's just the reality. You're not there, you're not making any money. Say what you want, say it how you want. I'm just telling you that you're not making any money if you're not at work. Okay? Now, the next level of value that I believe is the barber shop owner. Okay? The barber shop owner. Now, the barber shop owner, and I'm not talking about single chairs. Remember, single chairs are down here with the single chairs are down here with the barber, right? Single chairs, a single chair barber shop and a single chair, or a single chair barber shop and a barber renting a chair or a barber on commission is the same person. All right? Now, a barber shop owner has the opportunity to make residual income. Okay? Has the opportunity to make residual income. What are some things that a barbershop owner can do to make money? Well, a barbershop owner can have a vending machine, right? And this is for a single chair shop to make more money, right? This is for a single chair shop to make more money. But I'm talking about the barber who says, the only thing I'm going to do is cut hair. I'm not going to do anything else. That's the lowest level. That's the implementation level. Okay? Now, when a barber starts to operate a business, a barber shop, he can do things like vending. So what are we selling? Snacks, different things like that. You can also have products that you can sell. You can also rent other chairs. You can rent or have commission on other chairs. Okay? You can have commission. Now, the commission chairs and the rent chairs. Now, I'm going to dispel a myth that I believe, right? People look at rent and commission as two different things. I believe they're the exact same thing. If I'm working in a shop making $1,000 a week and my booth rent is $100 per week, guess what? I'm really paying 10% commission on the money that I make. That's what you're doing. You're paying 10% commission on the money that you make. So commission and rent are the same thing. They're called different names. It's like they're called different names, but they're different. They're two totally different things. Okay? Commission and rent are two totally commission and rent are the exact same thing. They're not different. They're the exact same thing. The percentages are usually better when you rent versus commission. Commission usually adjusts unless you get somewhere that has a stable commission platform, right? If there's stable commission, it's a little bit different. So a barbershop owner can make money off of vending, off products, off rent and commission, right? They can make money off of all of those different things. It's only the second tier value. The important factor about this tier, this barbershop owner tier, right, is the unification. They're uniting people. They're bringing people in. A typical shop is going to be anywhere between a typical shop with a that is run like a true business is going to be anywhere between 2 and 10 people, right? Between 2 and 10 barbers. That's about average for a barbershop and a barbershop owner. That's about average, okay? Now, you're saying, all right, that's it. So I've got my implementation level, right? I've got my implementation level. And what this next level here with the barbershop is actually unification. Why? Why is it unification? Because you're bringing people together, right? You're bringing other barbers under, whether it be rent or commission, you're bringing other barbers together to work within your shop. And now you're making money based on them and their work. Okay? That's how you begin to elevate. So let's just take into account the barber who is making money. He's now decided to open a barber shop, and now he has other barbers. And let's say he has a big shop. He's got 10 barbers. Well, 8 or 9. He's got 9 barbers, including himself, because he's decided he does not want to work. So he's got 9 barbers. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. He's got 9 barbers, including himself. Nine barbers, including himself. But let's say he decides, the barber gets smart and he decides to take himself out of the business and put someone in his chair. If he's working with my example, if he is running the shop based on booth rent and he's getting $100 a week, which, let me be honest, that's really cheap. He's getting $100 a week per barber. That's $1,000 that he's making a week that he does not have to get out of bed to make. He or she, all right? Barbering is a male-dominated field, so do not take offense if I just say he. Please, calm down. Don't kill me. I understand that there are female barbers, but typically barbers are males. Typically barbers are males. It's not. I'm not saying that barbers can't be females. It is what it is. All right? Not saying that. So in this unification phase, right, you're using the barber is using his management skills to bring people together for a common goal and then receiving a paycheck based on the unification that he's brought in. Now, if he's smart, like I said, let's say the barber is making $1,500 to $2,000 a week already, and he decides to keep working in the shop. Now, instead of him making instead of him making the $2,000 that he might be making down here by himself, which is great, sounds nice, it's $8,000 a month. But instead of him making just the $8,000 a month that he was making behind the chair, now he's added in another $4,000. Now he's almost doubled his income right? Now he's almost doubled his income because now he's getting $12,000 a month along with his $8,000, right? So in this range, the barber can now make 100,000 to maybe 250,000, depending on how big his shop is, right? But now the next level, right? The next level, all right? So we're going from barber to barbershop owner, and this is what I feel happens for a lot of barbers, right? The next level I like to call education, right? The barbershop owner in the unification phase can take out and so if he fills up this space and he needs more barbers, he can either get a bigger space or he can open up another space. He can open up and build another space, put a manager in place, and with that manager in place, right, they can work and he can still collect booth rent from a shop that he doesn't even physically work in. He may go from time to time, but physically most of the time he's not there. Right? He might be working in the main shop, but if he has barbershop 1 and barbershop 2 is also making him money and he doesn't have to step foot in there. He can go maybe collect the rent, but if he's smart, he puts a manager in place, the manager collects the rent, the manager gets a portion of it because, hey, you're managing, or the manager gets some sort of discount. Hey, you're managing. And then the manager then brings you everything that's left over. That's what he does, right? So that's in that unification phase. What happens here, I think, happens to every barbershop owner. And they get stuck right here, and it's interesting that they do. So what most barbershop owners say is, I can't. They get in this place and they open it up and they go from the single chair barbershop or the renting a booth, and now they open a barbershop. They got a barbershop, and now they got between 2 and 10 barbers, and they all say the same thing. I can't find good barbers. And they keep beating their head against the wall. They're, boom, I can't find good barbers. Boom, I can't find good barbers. Boom, I can't find good barbers. They're beating their head against the wall. Not knowing that the next level is education. Because education will solve the problem of you not being able to find quality barbers. Now, in this unification phase in entrepreneurship, like I said, you have 1 shop, 2 shops. You've become less important to the second shop because you got a manager in place. Now, what you have to do to move from this level to this level, right, is you got to open a school. You got to open a school. Hear me out. The school is important, and most people don't think about this. The school is important. You can't find quality barbers. Somebody once told me if you want to find quality people, you have to educate and train them. You have to educate and train them yourself. Or, right, and here goes the same process. So we open up a school, right? We educate the barbers here in this education level, right? We've got our, like I said, we got our barber school. Here is where the game starts to change. Okay, now with the barber school, now I did some numbers one time for somebody, and I said to them, they were at about $20 a haircut. I said, at $20 a haircut, your customer is worth about $1,500 to $3,000 a year to you. $1,500 to $3,000 a year. That's what a client is worth. All right. So the client is worth down here. It's a client is worth if you're still working in a barbershop and when you open a barbershop up. So about what they're worth at $20. Hear me out. At $20, that's about what they're worth a year. Okay. Now, when you open a school, on the low end, you can charge about $5,000 for a school. On a high end, if you're getting financial aid, you can charge about $18,000 or more. I've seen more, but we'll say about average, you can charge about $18,000 or more for a student. Now, an average program takes about a year. So I'm saying, this is why I said that a barber is the lowest level of value you can provide to the marketplace. Now, we're here at this now we've got this barber school, right? Remember we said our problem was we got this barber shop, we got it open, and let's say we got 20 chairs between 2 shops, or 20 chairs between 4 or 5 shops, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's say we got 20 chairs. And on average, we keep about 10 chairs full at all times. You're missing out on money here because you're running your business, you're hiring, you're firing people, you're letting people go, you're asking them to go find other shops, everything like that. Now at the barber, now here's where it changes. In the barber school, I said education is important, right? You've mastered your skills. You've developed a level of mastery. I won't say you've mastered them. You've developed a level of mastery because when people start to believe that they have mastered something, they stop growing. So you've reached a level of mastery, but you have not mastered your skills. There's always something to be learned. Always something to be learned. Okay. So we've gone from implementation to unification. Now we have education, right? So this process is probably going to take you anywhere between to move through these levels. If it on average takes you about 10 to 15 years to get here to this education phase. Because most people don't think about it. They get so hyped about being a barber. They're making good money at this implementation phase. They're doing this. They're working hard. They're doing all this kind of stuff. But then they start to get burnt out. And they're like, man, I don't really know what to do. Now they open their shop, right? And it's like, hey, my cousin wants to cut hair. Hey, my friend wants to cut hair. Hey, so-and-so when he got a barber's license. Or this barber came to me and asked me if I would hire them, so on and so forth. And you're here. So now you start taking some of the weight off yourself. You're still making money off of it. And listen to me, guys. Listen to me. Stop, please stop being greedy. Stop being greedy. For the love of everything, stop being greedy. If you were one of those barbers who maxed out and made $100,000, let's say you did $100,000 for 3, 4, 5 years. You made $100,000 a year for 5 years. You made $500,000. Say that's what you've done. It's great. When you go to open this barbershop here, you're going to have to give some clients away in order to feed the new barbers that you have coming in. Now, let's say you gave all of your clientele away. Well, not all of it. Let's say you give some clientele away, and now instead of making 100,000, you're making 80. Or let's say you're making 60,000 behind the chair, but you're making another 20,000 based on booth rent from your shops. $20,000 plus $60,000 is $80,000. Now I know you said, "Well, I worked hard to get to six figures. And I don't want to stop living my lifestyle." Open another shop. Add some more chairs. Stop being greedy. Stop being greedy. Because $60,000 for you and making $40,000 from your shops a year is better on your body. This is a physical job. It's physical. Do we understand? This is a physical job. Sorry, I apologize for going off there. But I take this really seriously because a lot of people get so greedy in this level when they start making a decent amount of money that they can't see the foresight. This is a physical job. This is physically demanding. It takes a lot of pressure. It does a lot to your body. It is long hours and everything like that. So, okay. Going from a barber, you got smarts, you got you some barbers working in a barber shop that you now own, paying you rent or paying you commission, which I will say is even better, and most people may not agree with me, but I'm just telling you that commission is better because it can scale. Tell me one major chain that you can think of that is based on booth rent. One major barbershop that's based on booth rent. Major. I'm not talking about a local chain. I'm talking about major. I'm talking about sports clips, hair cuttery, and all those types of things. Now, you as a barber, you can say what you would like to say. Oh, well, they don't provide great haircuts. But obviously they provide a great service, and guess what? They can pay more for marketing than you can. So they're making more money than you are. You ever looked at a sports clips or a hair cuttery franchise? I have. When you look at their franchises, right? Their franchises or franchisees who are typically not barbers, they're just business people. Their franchisees make between $60,000 and $250,000 a year, depending on location and how business runs and everything like that. $60,000 to $250,000 a year. Some may make more, some may make less, but that's about the average range. I believe is between 60 and like 120. These people don't work. These people don't work in their salons. These people don't work in their shops, right? They don't. They saw a business. They saw a business model that was working. They invested in the business model and they let it go. You can die on the righteous hill if people don't like this or want this, but I'm sure if you're in any decent sized type city, I'm sure that those shops exist in your area. Close to you, in your city, whatever. I'm sure they exist. So say what you will. Yes, you may get clients that come come to you from these places and they're like, "Oh man, that haircut was so bad." But they were going there until they got fed up. I'm just saying. Just saying. So back to what I said. Back to what we were talking about. Education. The education level is extremely important, right? This is where you really start, where you really have the potential to make money. Why? Because as an educational level, in my area, right? Well, in my state, one barber instructor in a school can teach up to 18 students at one time. Now, what do you have to do in order to work in the education level? You have to communicate. You have to be able to use your words, your mouth, right? That's where education becomes really important. You have to be able to communicate. Now, as a barber and a barbershop owner, you're working on your communication. You should be, at least. You should be working on your education. You should be working on your communication, excuse me. You should be working on your communication at these levels. At your implementation and at your unification level. Communication should be something that's going on in those levels. Now, for education, right? You're going to communicate and you're going to teach and to help people achieve what you have already done. To help people achieve what you have already done. Now, like I said, 18, you can have up to 8, in the state of Virginia, you can have up to 18 students in one class. Now, let's just say that you didn't make any, let's just say that you opened a school and you maxed it out and you had 18 students and they were only paying you $5,000 per student. A typical class will run you about 10 months. Right? 10 months is about, between 10 and 12 months is about average for a class. So you got 18 students for 10 months, 10 to 12 months, paying you $5,000 per class, right? 5,000 times 18 is $90,000. Right? 5,000 times 18 is 90 grand. So on a low end, with a full school, you can make 90 grand at $5,000 a piece. Now, the only thing that you have to really use there is your communication skills. You'll do some demos and things like that, but you're really just using your communication skills. 90 grand here. And let's also add in that they're doing services, right? Once they get out of it, they're doing They're doing services. So you're gonna make 90,000 off just off of the tuition, just off your communication, just off of those things. You're gonna make $90,000 just with that. Okay, so $90,000 just with that. You add in your services. Let's just say you got 18 barber students. Let's just say that they're bringing in another $5,000 a month. Providing services. They're bringing in another $5,000 just providing services. So in 10 months, 18 students have brought you $140,000. 18 students have brought you $140,000. Because if they're making you $5,000 a month in 10 months providing services, right? Plus your tuition of 90,000, that means that in a class they're going to make you $140,000. And guess what? It's not even done yet. Now this is just a one person operation. Now let's just say you decided to bring in another. You're running this one person by yourself, and let's say you're just the man. Okay. On average, now this is what we're talking about. $90,000 here on the $90,000 in tuition, and then another $50,000 in services over a time period of 10 months. Okay? What if we add another instructor? Ooh. Like I said, I didn't say that it was 18 barbers per school at a time. I said it's 18 barber students per instructor. So let's say let's say you add a floor instructor. Let's say you add a floor instructor and you have a theory instructor. Now you can have 36 students at one time. And if you stagger the classes right, for example, I've seen a lot of places they stagger it every 15 weeks, right? Every 15 weeks, they bring in new students. So every 3 months, they bring in a new class. So at this level, the education level, your low end, your bottom end is 140. Your top end is a couple mil, 3-4 mil, maybe. Depending on how you work it, and how you do it. But again, can't be greedy. It's a lot of work. 18 students is a lot of work for one person. But let's say I had 2 theory instructors and I had 2 floor instructors. Now look at the way we can move a lot different. Okay? Now we can move a lot different. And also, if you've got 2 theory instructors and 2 floor instructors that are with the students while they're out on the floor and they're working, if you got two of those, guess what? Guess what you can do? You can back off, right? This is like opening shop number two. Now you can back off. You can step back. Now you got your barber shops, and you can take these students who've trained. You can feel them out over the time period. You can. There. I look at it like this. They're paying me $5,000 to interview them for 10 months. You ever paid for an interview? They are. You have a place for them to go, which is your barbershop. They can pay you. They're paying you for an interview. And not everybody has to get the job. Do you understand that? Not everybody has to get the job, but you're still getting paid. You're still educating, you're still teaching. Some people just may not be a fit for your business, and that is okay. But you still educated them. You still gave them knowledge. You still shared with them your wisdom. I'm going to give you guys this last level here. This last level is what I like to call the true businessman and or visionary. Right? The visionary can see all of this down here, all of these other levels. The visionary can combine education, unification, and implementation, and can make millions, if not billions. Millions, if not billions. Oh, come on, man! How do we do that? Cause see, the visionary can see and say, all right, well, I walked through all of these levels, and I wonder who else would be interested in learning this. Oh, or maybe, you know what? I don't have time to expand, but I'm good at my education, so maybe I'll franchise my barbershops. Maybe I'll create some sort of barber certification, advanced certification, that aligns with my brand, that then will push the barber to become the barbershop owner. But because he's already in my brand, I want him to open a barbershop that's my brand. Because I want to show them how to win so much here that when they go here to being the barbershop owner, or they're ready to step up to the barbershop owner, then they say, you know what? Well, he's already showed me how to win as a barber. How can I win as a barbershop owner? I wonder if they will show me that. But what's going to happen when, like I said, what's going to happen when he gets when my barber gets to the barbershop owner phase? Now we've built trust. I've taken you as a barber, and I put you up here as a barbershop owner. Right now you're owning a barbershop under my franchise, but I'm giving you a profit share because I'm showing that you can make money. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. I'm showing that you can make money here, but you're going to hit the same wall that every barbershop owner does. I just can't find talented barbers who want to work, and I'll come in and I'll say, you know what? Hey, you ever thought about opening a school? and they say, well, how am I going to open up a school? Well, let me show you. I'll show you how to open up a school. And guess what? The visionary will get paid off of each and every step. Because I use my imagination. They use their imagination to make money. Now, is this an easy task? No, it's not. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy task at all. But when you understand that you have to get out of your own way, and there's better ways to do it, and that you also understand that you are not a robot. You can't just stand behind a chair for years and years and years and years and years, neglecting and damaging your body and all. You can't just stand behind it and do those things. You understand that it's a different way and it's a different process. Guys, this is my first time actually really teaching this. I hope you guys really learned something and enjoyed what we were talking about today and understanding, right? Implementation is a phase that all barbers come in on. Unification is what a lot of barbers generally strive for, right? And a lot of times they get to that unification level, they open up a barbershop and they stop right there. But education and vision will change the game. Education and vision. Use your imagination. You're using your imagination, and the thing that people don't really think about is, even as a barber, you're using your imagination. You create art. You create works of art from rough canvases. You just have to learn how to transition that. You just have to learn how to develop a new vision, a new idea, right? It's just what it's what it is. You have to reproduce you. That's all of this. All of this is based on the fact of reproduction. As a barber, I can only do so much, so I'm going to open a barbershop because now I can bring in people and reproduce what I'm doing as a single barber. Now I have multiple barbers doing it. If I'm struggling with that, I can't keep my chairs full and things of that nature, and I'm really struggling to keep barbers, then I can move up to the educational phase, which I can then be paid to interview someone over a period of time, get to see the highs and lows of how they operate, how they work, and their level of professionalism, see the highs and lows, and then bring them in the loop. Bring them in the loop. I can take my barber students and employ them as barbers. I don't have to employ everybody. I don't have to employ everybody. But did I do bad business? Did I do bad business by charging them in the barber school? No, because what they wanted was education. What I wanted to do was provide you with the education and potentially a job opportunity. So like I said, that's where the whole, now you're paying me to interview you for 5 months, 10 months, 10 months to a year. Guys, I really, really and truly hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Band of Barbers podcast. All right? I think that I'm going to try to get in here more often and do my episodes and things like that. If you've been listening, I usually do them real late at night. Today I got to be able to do it at 6 o'clock. 6:30, 5:30. 5:30 I started. So I was able to do it today, and I really, really hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you would like more of this, I'm going to perfect this We're going to talk more about this. But for right now, this is what it is, guys. Listen, I'm proud of you if you're just a barber, as much as I'm proud of you if you become a visionary. I will say that. This is not bashing anybody who's like, I want to stay at this implementation phase. I just want to be a barber. I don't want to do anything else. I'm proud of you. That's just not me. All right? And that's just not really what I am, who I am talking to. I'm talking to people who want to move to the next levels, who want to move up. That's okay. But guys, episode 48, exciting. We're working on some stuff, potentially doing some live streams here soon. Don't know what all that's going to entail or when we're going to be able to do it. But that's what we're looking to do. And we're excited, working with some teams to get some things in place. But guys, listen, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Man, sorry. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe so we can grow the tribe.